Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. 1:20 today. It's 86 degrees outside, but it feels like a little bit hotter. A little breeze going on. Let's see, somebody's in here. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Let's see who's in here. Hey, Vanessa, how's it going? I'll be right back. Oh, yes, here we go. How's everybody doing? Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, hello. I'll be reading the chat afterwards. Going to work today. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's 1:23 here, 86 degrees outside. It's pretty windy outside. It's Monday here in California. How's everybody doing? Going to work today. And everybody, make sure you check out the channels that are on my list there of family and friends. You got channels like AAP, you got James Guide, you got Like Father, Like Son, you have also Iron Dog, you got My Animal House, Kirkwood, Spider Mom, you got Mark the Spider Guy, Keys Constrictors. Go check them out. So how's everybody doing today? Yeah. Yeah, summertime is coming. It was in the 90s the last couple of days. Today is in the 80s right now, but it's the wind. The wind kind of cools it down a bit. But it'll start getting up there. Hopefully it'll give us a break. We usually start getting hot weather, like really, really hot weather. It used to be in May, like Mother's Day, like May 10th. So pretty much within a month, we're going to get those temperatures. Or if we get lucky, maybe it'll hold off maybe another month and then start, hitting the hundreds maybe in June only. But we'll see this weather here. See how it goes this year. But at least I'm prepared this year, man. Our AC was on its last legs, so the new unit's working great. I mean, we put it at 78, and it's like we're freezing. So much airflow now, and it just gets into that mark, and boom, turns off. So yeah, I think this one's gonna be a lot cheaper on electricity. Yeah, check out the new videos. I put another video out. I'll probably get another video coming out here. No, I haven't had any videos of the tarantula out there because it's it kind of covered up its hole. So I think it might be having babies. So maybe by the 10th, well, no, by the 20th of this month, or by the 20th of next month, you might witness babies coming out of the hole, you know. And supposedly this tarantula, I looked it up. If it is the one I think it is, it says it could have up to 1,000, but depending, I don't know how many times it's had babies. It says it could have up to 1,000 babies because they're not going to all survive, of course. I mean, it's in the desert. There isn't very much food out there yet, but basically, if she does give birth to these babies, it's gonna be right at the time when insects, summertime, when there's all kinds of insects. So there'll be a lot of food for them, a lot of bugs flying around, crawling around. So we're gonna see. I can't wait to see them. And yeah, the jumping spider, I probably feed them again here pretty soon, maybe on Wednesday. Put another worm in there. I mean, you don't want to put too much, because I put a worm in there, and if it doesn't want to eat, it just doesn't eat. Until it's hungry. So it had that big meal already. So usually, they eat about a week, once a week. So they're not going to starve. I mean, out in the wild, they probably have less meals. And then you kind of have to look at their abdomen, the back end. If it's real big, then that means they have a lot of food in. But CHP got some people over there. Yeah, here's the little part where the internet might go. So hopefully we don't lose it. But we'll see how it goes here. Yeah, the internet starts got a bad I guess internet here in this area. I think they need to put more spots for the internet. Yeah. So how's everybody doing out there? Yeah, make sure everybody's checking. There goes the internet a little bit. Hello, welcome. Let me put this guy behind me. I'm gonna pull in front, Oh yeah, there's not enough room. You gotta pull right in front of me. And look, he's not even going any faster. It's like, you wanted to get in front of me for what? I mean, if you're in a hurry, then you're not You're not going any faster than the speed limit. So what was the sense? Ooh, I'm in front of you now. Wow. Yeah. So summertime's coming. There'll be more animals to film out in the wild. Hopefully, I can get maybe this year. Maybe I'll be able to get a picture of a snake video. You know, there was a snake on the property, but one of the other guards saw it. I didn't. So then there's also lizards. There's all kinds of different lizards. You know, there's monitors out there. In fact, a lot of my old videos, there's frogs out there also. I found this. If you look at like some of my first videos about a year ago, there's a frog that I found. And it was all like it looked like it was petrified. It was all dried up. But that's the way I found it. It was on top of one of the AC units out there, and it was just stand. I thought, is it alive? And I moved it, and no, it was pretty much just dried up. It died. It was all dried up. So I don't know what happened. He either got sick or who knows? Because it wasn't like how you see it was all complete. There was no parts of it missing. So it kind of looked like almost like beef jerky. It was like almost beef jerky looking. Yep, but yeah, I was talking about my cousin. He was over there living with his grandma. And she, like they said, she had all those cats. One time we had to go get rid of a bunch of the cats because they were wild. Then that time when all her like half of her parakeets got eaten up by the cat that sneaked into their cage. Because she had this big cage that you could walk in. Like 5 feet by 10 feet inside. Had double doors so that way the birds wouldn't escape once you go in. And yeah, but one of her cats sneaked in behind her, and she didn't see him. But he went in there, and then when she left, he left him in there, and he had a little buffet of little parakeets, little lovebirds. And then she sent my cousin to go get more. She's all like, bad cat, bad cat. But, she didn't do anything to it. But yeah. And, we used to, when I moved up north, up in San Jose area, he was up there also with me, and my cousin, he also brought his wife and his baby girl. And then one time we had a box of chocolates, but we didn't know what flavor they were. So everybody was like taking a bite of the chocolate. Yeah, they were there handing them to the baby, and she was like I think 3 years old at the time. So chocolate. She'll eat anything. I was like, oh man. It was crazy. And then I remember we used to have a 2-story. It was a condominium. And it had stairs, but the stairs were all nicely padded, and she used to be on the top, and she would kind of roll down the stairs, Yeah, she liked to have fun. Yeah, and then one time, there was these neighbors that when we were living up there. There was these neighbors, they have these dogs, they have these Dobermans, and they would just, there's leash laws, you just can't loose your animals anywhere. Well, these people they used to let their dogs, on the yard, between our condos. They'd be in the grass and taking a crap there, pissing, whatever. But then they would see you come out of the house and they'd like come at you. And I'm like, so one day, one of the doormen like came toward me, and I'm like, so I had a buck knife, and I opened it up and I said, yeah, come on. And then she's all like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, if your dog bites me, I'm gonna kill it. Oh, you can't, better not. I'm like, well, don't be letting your dog loose. We have a kid here. If that dog bites them, you're gonna get in trouble. There's leash laws here. And then she's so stupid because she goes, oh, I'm gonna call the, so she calls the police. So the cops come over, knock on my door, and then go, what's going on? She said that you threatened her with a knife. I'm like, no, I didn't threaten her with a knife. I opened up my door and the dog came at me. So I pulled out my knife, and I told her, I go, your dog bites me, I'm gonna kill it. That's what I told her. And then she's like, oh, she tried to say that I threatened her. I'm like, no. I'm like, I go. She always lets her dog out, and that dog came over on my side to my front door. I didn't go to her door. I didn't go to her side. So, she's all like, so the cop tells her, you better keep your dog indoors, or if you let her out, you better have her on a leash, or else you're gonna be liable if your dog bites somebody. Oh, that was the last time she ever let her dog out. And she's the one that called the cops. Turned her own self in, the stupid idiot. But some people are so dumb. They think, oh yeah, yeah. And then we had some parents one time. They came over. It was on Halloween. We're handing out candies. We were handing out candies. There were kisses and joysticks. And then people will come and get candies outside. And then later on, these adults came in the home like with some kid. Yeah, is this the guy? Is this the guy that took away your candies? I'm like, took away their candies. I go, we haven't left here. We're here this is our property. We're handing out candies. We're not taking candies away from the kids. I think you're wrong. Then he goes, well, the other guy's coming with the kid that knows what they look like. Okay. I go, we're going to call the cops. I go, right ahead, call the cops. But I'll go, I'm going to call the cops because you guys are threatening me over here, in my yard. And then the other kid shows up, and then they go, is this the person that took away your candy? And it's funny because the kid goes, no, they were back in the 90s, kids, they don't know any better, they'll either say white or black, or dark or whatever. Yeah, so supposedly he said, yeah, the kids were black. I'm like, Jesus, yeah, I'm Mexican, I'm Hispanic, but I'm a little dark, but it's like, oh, we fit the profile. We have beanies on, it's too cold and we have a beanie on. It's like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean to accuse you. Well, you didn't mean, you already did it. Why don't you get your facts straight before you start accusing people, It's like, jeez. But yeah, people always doing that. Just like the time we got pulled over by the police department with guns blazing. I thought we were going to be dead that day. I was like, oh man, I'm coming home from work. Me and my cousin. And, of course, we're wearing beanies. That's it. You can't wear a beanie or else you're going to get arrested. So, we were driving home and then I'm like, this car behind me, and he was like changing lanes, and then I'm like, yeah, but then I could see he had a uniform on, so I guess he was off duty or something, and he's following me going back and forth. I changed lanes, he'd go in that lane, and I'm like, what the heck? Then a couple minutes later, then another police car, and then another one. So then we have like two police cars behind us. So like I told my cousin, that's it. You know what? I'm tired of this. These guys are following me. I'm gonna pull into a somewhere public. So I pulled into a little shopping center, a bunch of little stores and stuff. And then I parked, put it in park, and then I'm in the car, and the guy is all yelling at me, "Get back in the car!" I'm like, "Oh shit! Put your hands up!" Oh shit! I'm telling my cousin, this is serious, man. It's like, don't do anything stupid, man. These guys are trigger happy. And this was we were in Santa Clara, and so then they're like, one has a shotgun out. I mean, you can hear him going, with the shotgun. I'm like, oh man. And the other guy's got a revolver out, pointing at us, and I'm like, shit. So he's all like, yeah, turn the car off, throw the keys outside of the vehicle. Okay. Open the door with your left hand. Or no, right hand. That's right, right hand. So you have to go over the other way because he don't want you putting your hands, inside the car. So you have both our hands out of the window. And then they took me out first. They're like, walk backwards. So I'm walking backwards. Toward them. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's all, shut up. It's like, geez, I'm like, we haven't done anything wrong. So then they grab me, handcuff me after another car comes, because they need backup, because we're criminals. And then they put me in the back seat, handcuffed. Then they start pulling my cousin out, and I'm like, ah man, he's gonna do something stupid, probably gonna get his head blown off or something, So he's all like, they tell him to spin around, lift his shirt up, make sure he doesn't have any weapons, keep your hands up. Then another guy went over there and handcuffed him, and then took him over to another police car, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then a couple minutes pass, and then there's a crowd in the little shopping center. There's already a crowd from people from the restaurant, and they're like, oh man, look at these. They're probably saying all kinds of, yeah, look at these criminals, yeah, they got them, lock them up, You know how people are, they don't even know what's going on, but they're bad people, And so then later on, then here, after maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then all of a sudden they come and get me out of the car and that was even before because they searched the cars, like, got the keys, opened up the trunk and searched all in the car. I guess they were looking for weapons and for whatever we supposedly stole. And then later on, I guess my cousin, they let both of us go. It's like, what the heck? They didn't even not even, we're sorry, but they just, yeah, you can go now. It's like, what the hell, they give us their badge numbers, but, it's suspicious, they have the right, as they say, because we were supposedly involved in a liquor store robbery, so my cousin, I asked him what's going on, what happened. Oh, he goes, yeah, man, they had him in the other car handcuffed, and then they brought a witness to look at me. It was some Asian guy. And then he looked at me, and he goes, nah, he goes, that's not him. He goes, it was an African American, two of them. So it's like, oh yeah, but I guess they was wearing a white T-shirt with a beanie. I guess we fit the profile. So yeah, so they're like gonna arrest us for not doing anything. And I was like, ah man. And then my cousin, I kept telling him, because he would never have his ID with him. He didn't like carrying a wallet. I go, but at least carry your ID with you. I'm like, carry your ID with you because if you get pulled over by a cop or whatever, he's gonna need your ID to see who the heck you are. But he was always, oh no, I don't like a wallet. I'm like, okay, but yeah. So then and then the day before, I mean, a cop showed up to where we work at, and then had him grabbed him and put him on the hood, and they're like, what the heck, and Also, again, somebody called the cops saying that there was some guy threatening one of the bosses, but it wasn't even from where we were. It was from a warehouse that was behind us. So, because we were working at a furniture store, Gold Key Furniture, and there was like, oh yeah, because he threatened the boss that he was gonna kill him and this and that. I'm like, no. Then the boss is right there. Why you have him handcuffed? Well, because they told us that he was threatening you guys. No. Did you call the cops? No. We're going to work. This is everybody here. We all work here. It's like, well, maybe it's the warehouse behind us. They said because it was like the same address, but it was behind. It was one whole big warehouse, and they rented part of it to the front and part to the back. The front part was the furniture store. So they're like, oh, okay. So then they led my cousin off, but then he didn't have his ID again. I told him, carry your wallet, dude. But then after that one time we almost got shot. Then he carried his ID after that. I was like, see, I told you. Yeah, but I mean, it was a lot of fun working at the furniture store, and then my cousin, he would go with another guy, go deliver furniture to houses, and then he went with this guy, and this guy he was the driver, and then he was just a help. So it was two of them and the driver, and then the funny thing is that the guy that was with him, they went to some guy's house to go deliver furniture, and it was like way up in the mountains in the hills somewhere. There was only like one driveway up there, and one driveway out. You couldn't get around the vehicle. You have to. There was a cliff. So then the guy. They got there, and then they had a furniture that they had to carry upstairs. But they thought, oh, and there was these almost like spiral staircase. Not a lot of room, and they barely got it up. But then they made a hole in one of their walls, man. And it was like, oh, because the guy was all high, and my cousin was like telling him, damn, be careful. And he was always getting high. He was going to work all high and shit, and then. And then it was an Asian family. The wife was yelling at the husband, oh, like talking in a foreign language, telling her, look at what they did to the wall, and he's all like, don't worry about it. So then they just reported it, and then so the company got to pay for the damages and shit. I mean, it's like Jesus. And then we had another customer. He bought like a sectional, and it was a bunch of like different pieces. So then they put it on. It had a pretty big truck, so it all fit on there. We got it all on there, tied it down, and then there was like a if you know what an ottoman is, it's where you put your feet up. That goes like in the middle of the sectional. You can put your feet up. That way you can almost like lying down. Well, and this guy, he put it on the end of it. And I told him, hey, are you sure you don't want to, because, we can deliver it. But nah, he wanted to take it like that. Okay. So we kind of tied it up as good as possible. But then this guy, he lived pretty far, and then he was going to be flying on the freeway, he's going like 50, like 65 miles an hour on the freeway. And then to top it off, well, he goes, oh, that's right, my cousin, he's gonna be driving behind me, making sure that nothing falls off. Well, yeah, the guy was driving behind him, and in another vehicle, and he's like watching. But then all of a sudden, a piece did fall off. But then the other guy that was watching, he didn't miss them. He slammed into the other piece and he broke it. I mean, he demolished he hit the front of his car, and all. I mean, it was a big mess. I was like, oh man, so he ruined the ottoman, man. He just like ran over it, and he brought it. It was all smashed up. He wanted to know if it was covered. I was like, no. I go, as soon as you leave the property, it's that's it. It's your own risk. You don't want to pay for delivery, because you can pay for delivery. It wasn't that much, but yeah, they wanna do it themselves. Pick it up themselves. I'm like, okay, you know. So so we worked there. A lot of. Then there was this one lady. She bought like a sofa. They call it kind of like a Cleopatra sofa. And this Cleopatra sofa, it you lay down, you can lay on it, But it's you're supposed to just lay on it like gently. Oh, this lady, she was over, she probably weighed about 300 pounds, and she wasn't laying on it, it could handle 300 pounds, but not. She would like throw herself on it, so she cracked it. It was like wood that was. So then they brought it in, and she was going like, oh, it's my, trying to find the salesman that sold it to her. Oh, because she blamed it on them, that it was already messed up, it was broken, and even the guy that repairs the furnitures, he goes, nah, she threw herself on the, it has padding on it, but not that much padding, it's like a couch and it has a cushion, but I mean, if you jump on it, you're gonna crack the little piece of wood that's holding the springs and shit. So with this, the guy that repairs the furniture, what he did, he put it, like a 2x4 with the 4 inches, flat. So that right in the middle. So there's no way he goes, hey, this thing, it's gonna. He screwed it down real good. He's all like, he goes, this shit ain't gonna break. He goes, if she breaks this, man, that means she's diving from a real high spot. But so he's all like, yeah, she gonna break this. So if she's gonna hurt her, if she throws herself. If she just lays on it, it's gonna be not bad. But if she like throws herself on it, she's gonna feel the wood. And the guy was all like, sold it to him. She's all like, oh man, she's looking for me, because he was a little Mexican guy, and he would always flirt with all the ladies, and he was kind of short. He was only like about 5 feet tall, and he used to always be over there, trying to sell. He's a salesman, and so he's all talking to the ladies, hi honey, and this and that, and telling them, all these good things, hi beautiful, lying to them, and so this lady's looking for him. Oh, where is he? Hey, where's Hector at? Where's Hector at? And I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't seen him. I saw him because he even hid. He told me I'm hiding. He was over by the sleeper sofas, hiding somewhere in the back of them. I'm like, no, I haven't seen him. Why? What do you need, man? Oh, well, I need to talk to him about my sofa and see if it's ready. And then so I go, oh well, let's go. Let me go out to the warehouse. It's probably in the warehouse, So I go. Let's go see. Let's go check out, find out. So I asked the guy. He told me, what he did and everything. He's like, yeah, this thing's ready. I mean, is she gonna want us to deliver it, or is she gonna pick it up? So then the lady goes, yeah, can they deliver it? So they delivered it, But yeah, it was so funny that the guy's all hiding from. But yeah, he was like like a little gigolo, always flirting with all the ladies, trying to get that sales. Hey, this would look beautiful in your bedroom, this and that. And look at this truck, man. It's to kill us. Yeah. So then the guy is all like, yeah, yeah. And then we had a big sale on mattresses. Yeah. So everything was like 50% off on all the mattresses because it was going because the company that they were paying rent to for that space, they wanted to raise the rent. Well, they wanted them out because they wanted to raise the rent. So they raised the rent to a point where they can't, it wouldn't be, affordable to live there. I mean, well, live there, but I mean, have business there. So they're like, yeah, so they said, we're not gonna be here anymore. So they pretty much try to sell everything that they had there, and then because then after a while, we started shipping stuff out, in trucks, whatever was left, and they started getting rid of everything, all the mattresses. They went down to 40%, then 40%, went to 50%. I mean, almost at the end. I mean, at the end they were having everything out. I mean, it was 75% off a lot of stuff. There wasn't very much left by then. There was like because they used to also carry dishes, like stoneware. They used to carry silverware, but we're not talking the cheap stuff. This shit's like made in because I even got to get some of those. In fact, I still have them, and this is like man, this was back in 1990s, and like no, actually it was in not 90s, it was 89, like in 89, in the 80s, and yeah, there was this big bowls, big serving bowls, serving plates. They were like butter, where you put the butter in on the table, with a little lid on it. And they had gravy bowls. They even had these cups, like tea cups, like a tea set, but they weren't full sets. So they were, a lot of them were display models. So nobody's gonna buy 2 or 3 pieces, or 4 pieces. Everybody wanted a whole set, like a dining, and then they had a bunch of plates, like they had maybe a set, like say a bowl, a tea, like a cup, a coffee cup, a little saucer, the plate, and a bowl. They're all from the same set, because they were displayed. And all the other pieces, they got pretty much either broken or they got lost, And then they even had an infinity mirror, and it was like, I don't know, they were probably selling it at first, probably probably $300 or something, but nobody ever bought it. It was there, and then I told the boss, hey, well, he's all, no, you can have it, because he was, he really liked the way me and my cousin worked, so he goes, you guys can have it, so he gave us a bunch of stuff, and then I got a big box, like a banana box, like at the stores, where the bananas come in. I had a big box like that, and then I just started loading it, and he goes, yeah, whatever you want, you can have. I was like, oh, okay, shit. I mean, I don't care if shit is mismatched. It's still, a plate is a plate. It's still gonna work. I mean, what the heck, And I mean, this was, like hand painted stuff. It's not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was made in a factory or not. But I mean, it was made in Japan. Not in China. This stuff was made in Japan. A lot of it. And so, it was like, oh man, I even looked up some of it. You can't even find these anymore. Some you can maybe on eBay or stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, these plates, one of the biggest plates. I had a couple, like 3 or 4 plates that were the size, like 14-inch plates. Usually you can find 10-inch plates everywhere, but the bigger ones, the big nice ones, kind of like when you go to when you go to like Las Vegas, they have those big plates, for the buffets. You fill it up, and pretty much that's it, man. You're so full, it's so big a plate, and so yeah, so he gave us a bunch of those. We took them home, and I still have some of them. I mean, they a lot of pieces are broken. When you're washing them, you drop them accidentally, and you throw them out. But I mean, I still have a couple pieces left of that stuff that they gave us. I mean, he gave me a bunch of it, and it wasn't no sets, complete sets, but I mean, hey, it was good. It was good stuff. Yeah, and then the guy, he threw a big. He always because we were only gonna be working there from like maybe for a whole for 4 weeks. We were gonna only be working there because they were basically cleaning up everything, and then we ended up working like another month because the guy liked us. He got rid of everybody else, but me and my cousin, he kept us. And then we had another warehouse across the street that we had to take down that where they had all the mattresses and stuff. So and then we had to bind everything up and then load everything with a forklift on a semi. And the thing was that he for lunch, he would buy us lunch, for the whole crew, the whole crew of the place there. He'd buy sandwiches or chicken or pizza, so we didn't even have to buy lunch. We just ate whatever they brought. And then at the final time, like the last week before we all he threw a party for like the staff and also us, me and my cousin. He invited us to a restaurant. It was a real fancy restaurant. I mean, you sit down, have a steak, and stuff like that. And then at this restaurant, I don't know. It was I think it might have been an Italian restaurant, but also steakhouse and Italian. They also had entertainment. While you sat there. So we got a big table for us. They had a big table, and we all sat there, and then the entertainment came by. It was a belly dancer. It was like, oh shoot, I'd never seen a belly dancer before. So I was like, hey, never seen this before. So I'm like, hey, so she came out, and she's like dancing and taking off her veils, and we're eating our dinner, and stuff like that. And so then he's all like, yeah, can you know you know she's so we're eating, and then she's doing the veil, and then she's like on the ground, and then she puts a coin on her stomach. And then she's like moving her stomach and flipping the coin, flipping it up, over and over again. I was like, whoa, that's pretty crazy, what you did, But it was a good dinner. Oh, and then like a week, like 2 weeks before, the boss, he's all, hey, you guys have been working real hard, and stuff. He told my cousin, and it was this one other guy, the one that was getting high, and stuff. And then he goes, you guys are real responsible. We don't have to keep an eye on you guys. You guys do your job. We just tell you what to do, and we don't have to babysit you guys. You guys do your job. Because they've had other workers that they wouldn't do nothing. They would just they would tell them to do something, and they would just sit around, hide, and not do anything. So then he goes, hey, you guys you guys wanna eat lunch, He goes, I go, yeah. I mean, I don't know what where can we go? He goes, hey, well, why don't you go to the Red Lobster? He told me. I go, the Red Lobster. He goes, well, I don't know. I've never been there, me and my cousin or the other guy. And the guy, he gives me his credit card, gold key. It says Gold Key Furniture on it. It's a business card. When he has to go take people out to dinner or lunch or whatever. That's how he would pay. He said, and then I just joked with him. I go, I don't know. You think this card's gonna be enough? Gonna be enough. I said, and then he goes, oh no, there's enough on that card. This was back in the '80s. And then he goes, yeah, there's enough on that card. You can go buy a house with it. $100,000 house. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, well, bye. I said, I was just joking. So then we go to the restaurant. And then when you go to Red Lobster, they have a tank. They have a tank there. The lobsters inside. They're alive. Because you get to pick your own lobster. So then the waitress, I mean, I've never eaten lobster, so I didn't get lobster. I got something else. You know, so then my cousin, I think he ordered lobster, and then the other guy also did too. So they ordered lobster, and then so then we all, hey, I ordered a steak. I think they had steak and lobster, and it was like, I think it was like that. At that time, it was close to over $100. I mean, over $100. And I'm like, oh shit, oh my god, because me and my cousin, we weren't carrying, maybe a couple, $20 or so, but we're not gonna have enough, you know. And then so then we finish our meal, and then even the boss said, don't worry about coming back, don't take your time, we took our time eating our lunch, and stuff. And then we, and on, and then they all, would you like dessert? Of course, hey, it's on the boss, what the heck, let's have dessert, let's have dessert, Let's see who's in here. Who's in here? Let's see, Vanessa, Bud, 54 degrees. Kelly, hey, what's up? Oh, thank you for coming. I don't know I don't speak Japanese, but welcome. I know I'm subscribed to you. Hey, Robbie, what's up in the UK? What's up? Hey, Rob, Aquarium, Jumping Spider-Man. Hey, yep. Hey, how's it going, Billy? How'd it go? Hey, Blur, what's up? Hey, my Animal House. Hey, Queen, what's up? Hey, Dill. Yeah, so then they brought the bill, and I'm like, oh shoot, okay. So then I go up there, and then hand him the card, and then the boss. Well, the boss, he goes, because he knew, so he gave me his personal phone call, his phone, just in case, because of course, they're gonna say, oh, who the heck are these people, even though it's a personal, business, that anybody can use it, and you just sign your name to it. So then, I gave it to her, and then she's all like, oh, is this your card? I go, no, it's my boss's, and here's his number if you want to, if you have a problem, I showed them my ID, and everything, and then they're like, oh, okay, yeah. So they called him, and then he's all, yeah, it says, yeah, no problem, even put the tip on there and everything, and it was like, yeah, all right, so we had a good lunch, and hey, that was nice of the boss, and he even offered, he's all, hey, you guys, if you want to, because he had a company in LA, Gold Key Furniture, and he had, I think, I forget where else he had a also another store somewhere else, but it's like he had multiple stores, but one of them was up there in San Jose, in Santa Clara County, and they were going to close it up. So then he's all, you guys can come and work for me over there. And I go, you know what, I don't really want to move to LA, But my cousin, he goes, yeah, well, if ever, go go over there. So he's all like, well, yeah, you know, job's there. I mean, at first I didn't know who the guy was. When I first met him, I just thought he was just another one of the bosses. But I didn't know it was Mr. Gold Key Furniture himself. It was like, oh man, and he was like a real good, nice guy, to work for. He took care of his employees, that's for sure. But so thanks to everybody that came in here, and good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. Somewhere in there in New Zealand or wherever, in the Philippines, wherever, in Japan or Korea. Thanks again for coming in, and God bless everybody. And as my buddy Keys says, don't forget to say hello to your mama and give her a call and tell her you love her, because you don't know when she'll be around. So God bless everybody. You have a good one. Till next time, bye everybody. Have a good one.